shut down the National Assembly. Let's shut down. If we cannot save this country, we stay in our homes.
A new day, a new event. Old actors meet new ones, and a fresh twist adds up to the old subplot. Something unexpected blows up under the sun. But when elephants fight, watching it all unfold right here in the Situation Room. Here, we bring together the main actors to the Situation Room with Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ every Monday to Friday. Always watching.
That's why again say there, the eyes have it.
First, your safety matters, and knowing how to make an emergency call can save lives. In times of trouble, knowing what to do and what do you do in case of warning. So, in case of an accident, if someone is on personnel, by calling the emergency toll-free line on 112 or 767. Remember, 112 or 76 give your name and phone number so the personnel can contact you if needed. Stay on the line. Follow any instructions. Don't hang up until you're told to. And very importantly, do not miss for everyone. Remember the number. Remember, call in 3FM, the sound of Lagos. Stay alert, stay safe.
A very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the Situation Room live on Milan 98.3 FM. Well, it could be afternoon, it could be mid-morning, it could be morning itself, depending on what part of the country or what part of the world rather are you watching us from or you're listening to us from. And yeah, it's absolutely we're streaming, so you can watch us from anywhere. And then if you also live, and it's going to be an amazing show today, as it's about policies, about politics, about politics, like my friend Dr. Dağ would always individuals that can help us to break down some of the policies of government. Do a two-part series on the tax law expert and a tax expert and a banker. So tells about what you need to know about the newly signed tax laws. And it's basically about the harmonized tax. The things will be tough. Oh, this is about to go. We'll talk about the pros and the cons. We'll break all of the details down for us on the show next week, Monday and Tuesday. I wanted to because I've also tried to read all of those things down. Mr. Olayinka Sidiku would join us on Monday, so he would always break. Well, yesterday morning I was just going through not the papers. I was watching a program on TV, and then I just saw the breaking news. The Finnish court sentenced Simon Ekpa to 6 years in prison, and I'm like, wait a minute, is this true? So I ran my fact check, and there's been a lot of reaction. One of the IPOB lawyers had also, even the federal government had talked about it. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice had also talked about it and jailed. So, my President Muhammadu Buhari, he gets to be here, and then we slide straight into the conversation. We're going to be looking at Ekpa. He's a dual citizen of Nigeria and Finland, and he's always paraded in those videos, propaganda and terrorism intending videos. A terrorist, I'm just a content creator. Entire process, and he was tried and convicted and jailed for land to still come and face further charges, issues like this. He joins us after this break. Stick around. You're live on Milan 98.3 FM, and my name is Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ Mᴜɪᴜ. I'll be right back.
The president must know that this is a bad time. We cannot save this country. We stay in our homes.
A new day, a new event. Old actors meet new ones, and a fresh twist adds up to the old subplot. So, and the grass suffers and the ground shakes. We are always plugged in, watching it all unfold right here in the Situation Room. Here, we bring together the main actors to the Situation Room with Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ every Monday to Friday from 4 to 5:30 p.m. on your super dial, Mainland 98.3 FM. The Situation Room, we are always watching.
That's why again.
Ghana 98.3 FM. Well, we talked about this story earlier yesterday on the show, and then let me just run you through sentenced. Okay, apologies for that. Charges. The court ruled that Mr. Ekpa had participated in the story yesterday morning. Delivering judgment, the court held that Mr. Ekpa had issued on November 2024 Biafra region that bringing about Biafra independence by force. The keyword force. It further want to have encouraged his followers on his X account to commit crimes in Nigeria. The court also ruled that Mr. Ekpa committed his offenses from Lati, a city in Finland where is tax fraud. Apart from terrorism, the Finnish court also convicted Mr. Ekpa of aggravated tax fraud. The district court verdict is not fine. Picked up alongside 4 others on the 21st of November, contributed to violence and crimes against civilians in the southeastern region of Nigeria. POB is a group leading the agitation of the separatist group, are also linked to so many deadly attacks in the two regions, although it had repeatedly denied its involvement in the Biafra agitator, was never a member of the IPOB. Mr. And that is the main story. So, and after that conviction broke, there's also been responses from even the government of Nigeria as a statement, Mr. Simon Ekpa. But the question a lot of people are now asking is this: if Simon Ekpa was 4 years now, almost about the time he started, he's always, presented himself as the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic. He's always talked about for almost similar things to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was also agitating for, the independence of the people of Biafra at the IPOB actually. So there were a lot of those conversations. In fact, I was on a space yesterday night on X. People were like, okay, this is so since November 21st, 2024. That's almost in Finland for terrorism-related offenses. The court in Finland on Monday sentenced the Nigerian-born Finnish to 6 years in prison, convicted on Moses. And the government had a step in the global fight against extreme standard was a watershed incited and financed by Ekpa and his collaborators, but also a firm stand in upholding the rule of law while reiterating its commitment to using diplomatic, legal, and so we had a conversation around this, and then we talked about the continuous sit at home, this conviction. I would decide to reach out to Mr. Ezeobi. Is the co-host on the show today?
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Fan. Nice to be on.
Something else broke, and then we had to find a way to properly inform and educate the people, and also break down into details the consequences. Or let me put it this way: the fallout of that particular judgment. Yesterday morning, everybody just woke up to the story of Simon Ekpa, and then it has raised. People were sympathetic to the cause. Oh, why should he be jailed? The Finnish government lacks the jurisdiction and all of that. Mr. Ezeobi, you're someone that had constantly raised the conversation around good governance and accountability within all of the southeastern states because of, the organization that you are representing. But when you received maybe the reaction of the people around you as well.
Thank you once again for having me on your radio show, Mr. Femi. Personally, that was given to Simon Ekpa. That's my own opinion. I think and the reason why I'm saying the 6 years is too small is over and over again on this struggle of agitation in the Southeast, Simon Ekpa has said categorically, there is video evidence to that on his page, that his own agitation struggle is not in any way linked to Nnamdi Kanu, who is currently in detention in Nigeria on terrorism charges, or believes that his own style of agitation is the very, very dangerous type of agitation which involves the use of arms. And it's not a story that is calm in the activities of this Finland. In Finland as a country is one of the European countries that protects human rights that made Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa sentencing this short. I was really, really disappointed that he got only 6 years, knowing full well the kind of atrocities he committed. And again, your listeners should know something. A country like Finland, the standard of life is so high, the rule of law is, top-notch. Before the Finnish government can arrest you and charge you for terrorism, the Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa was once arrested when people were sending multiple emails to the Finnish embassy. People went to Finland to make proper requests that this guy is funding terrorism in our country. The Finnish from the human rights laws that is respected there. We cannot hold this guy in detention for more than 24 hours to investigate and get all paper trail, all evidence to nail him finally for terrorism charges. So immediately he was rearrested. It was crystal clear that the next time he was arrested, the security agencies, they already have everything to nail him. Inside the Finnish court, Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa was claiming for the Finnish government to convict him, cities can get anything. I think the best thing they all got for him was the 6-year term. And in the Southeast, he should be getting nothing close to 20 years to life without parole.
That's a lot.
That's my opinion. Do you know how many people that has been dehumanized? How many security operatives that his so-called unknown government, that the people he's funding are killed? No, the lives were just wasted. Nobody to hold to account. Nobody. And those families are still really nothing today. They are still grieving. Actually, the uncles and aunties.
He's also in jail.
He's behind bars. He's behind bars now. I think that's my view on the length of the sentence.
Those are really heavy views now. An organization that operates within the southeastern region, and you're also from that zone, so I can understand maybe activities linked to Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa. So we dig deep of Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa's videos. He's always constantly, disassociating himself from or both agitations away from each other. But I mean, an independent state of Biafra, and for people like that, what does that judgment yesterday mean to them? Is it a
Mr. Okoyemi, the view in agitation is nobody signed up for anybody to agitate. People in the Southeast have been reeling for marginalization, Biafra struggle. 1, 2, 3, 4 thousands of people so that we will have Biafra. But out of that 1,000 people that is telling you they want Nigeria to succeed, we cannot count more than 10 of them who is ready to pick up arms and fight the quote-unquote, as they call it. They say Nigeria is their enemy. The security agencies in Nigeria is their enemy. More than 10 persons can. The struggle for agitation is a personal interest to pick up the arms. That is what people need to understand. How you call it. You do not have right to violence in it. On Mondays, when Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa when his treacherous activities were still going on Monday, we see videos of where school children, those market women, are also interested in them picking up arms in the name of quote-unquote. Seeing how they feared for their life, that day could be their last day because they were being traumatized with arms. No rational person can say, I am supporting the cause because somebody has decided to pick up arms. So I am now in support that even if my brother should die, because I want
independence
to succeed from people in the Southeast or outside. So, like I said, the people with the louder voice are the people who are the ones that are trampling upon the rights of others. And that is how it is in the struggle for agitation. Like I said earlier, There are a lot of need to lay down their lives or pick up arms to fight the security agencies. Nobody is really interested to losing their life because of that. So that is why some people still think to gain independence from Nigeria is totally wrong. And the opinion of whoever is picking up arms, we can't say it's supreme to the opinion of somebody that is not going to pick up arms. Everybody has his own equal human rights. But because somebody says you should not come out on Monday, and he sees you on Monday, you're already his enemy. He's ready to shoot you because he feels you are sabotaging his struggle. Pick myself to right of life and my right of movement and my right of association.
And right of survival.
And right of survival. So these are the thin qualities. You can agitate, but not on the blood of others. And that has always been my point.
Okay, thank you very much. I mean, the Anambra November election in Anambra State, but the issue of the seat at home, conversation around the enforcement of the seat at home and the involvement of the unknown gunmen cannot be removed from all of these issues that we are talking. The seat at home should end. The Southeast governors know what to do if it is going to end. And whether we like it or not, the sit at home about how I was in Anambra last year, and then, I had to move from, and everywhere was under absolute lock and key. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on here? And then I was reminded that it's a Monday, they sit at home. So the entire business activity in that axis is almost grounded on a Monday. There were time papers they had on a Monday. That is how it's been crazy. That governors and non-state actors are having so much control and building fear and enforcing that fear in the minds of the people. And enforcing means that governor comes to say the same thing. Alex Otti, if they come out on a Monday, how significant is this sentencing to end?
Not increase the trust of people to come out on Monday. Does not have anything to do with the Monday sit at home. Then we have currently with this sit at home is two problems now. The first problem we have is the civil disobedience that is embedded in the struggle for agitation, undue civil obedience. But the second one is the security. So that on Monday, there is a high in your life.
You will stay at home.
You will stay at home. So the onus now lie on they discuss in their governors forum. Yes, Peter Mba has said no sit at home in Enugu. Then Hope Uzodinma said in Imo State. It does not end in why Enugu is relatively safer than Anambra and Imo. On a Monday, security gives you confidence. Security. People on Monday come out in Enugu, in Abia on Monday. The path pushed in every junction, in every roundabout. I don't think, I've said this several times, the trust between the security, a policeman can rescue his life when there is danger. So all these things, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that we come to Anambra State and say, I will make your state safe. It is our government. Time on EPA has been sentenced. Nnamdi Kanu is still. It is left for the governors to discuss this in their governors forum, take it to the president, the national security advisors, and all the service chiefs. They should discuss both kinetic approach and the unkinetic approach. Terrorists and all that. They should also use that approach in the Southeast. If the Southeast thrives, Nigeria will thrive more. If the economy of the Southeast improves, the economy of the country will improve more. The glory, not the Southeast alone. So when it comes to the security, that is why the bigger portion of the blame goes to the desk of the Southeast governors since to end. They are the ones to meet with the president. Our president is the commander-in-chief of all armed forces. If they meet our president, then we can gain back the trust of the people. Even the governors to collect tax from in any means possible, commerce and the economy of the country. Somebody that you want to contribute to the well-being, to the growth of the country, to the economic stability of the country. If you don't provide security for that person, how do you expect? Again and again, we have said this in countless number of times. Our governors, in their overbloated ego, I beg them, go to the National Security Advisor, meet with the president, draft both kinetic and non-kinetic approach to make sure the citizens, the Nigerians in the Southeast region can at least have a little bit of trust. Mr. Okoyemi, imagine all these things we are saying now come to fruition and the sit-at-home ends and the economy starts to blossom. Who do you think we take the glory? It is our president. The GDP of our country has now grown by so percent. But their life, who is going to do the first thing on Monday morning every week?
Sure.
From the commissioner of police, at least I know that from my little knowledge. So the governor cannot tell me they don't know what's going on in their state because they are being briefed on a weekly basis for whatever is going on in the state. So, having said this,
let's step back a little bit. By the way, if you're listening to us for the very first time, well, you're live from Milan 98.3 FM. With me, the co-convener for the Department of Southeast Governance Efficiency, Mr. Ezeubi. I'm always tempted to say Mazi Ezeubi. Maybe I'm seeing ahead. Maybe one of these days, you would also become a red cap chief. I'm one of the agitators for the IPOB. Well, even though a few times it also distanced, but Mr. Ezeubi, let's go back to I think October 2015 or thereabouts. And, you know, there were bails and then there were reports that he jumped bail and he was rearrested in 2021. That's about 4 years ago. Times viewed, substituted. There's been a lot of this. There's been a whole lot around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And somebody had been asking, if Simon Ekpa was picked up in November 2024, found guilty, he's been convicted, he's been sentenced within that period of relation. These are huge, offenses. Life behind bar without option of parole, a direction on his own cases. Does that raise the issue of
the case about Nnamdi Kanu, Mr. I think of any offense of terrorism. I think, if I'm not mistaken, our Supreme Court, our Federal High Court has not found Nnamdi. This is a little bit different from what we see in Simon Ekpa's case. Nigeria is a sovereign country on its own. Our rule of then Nigeria should also abide by its own rule of law. So, when a competent court in Nigeria says this man is not guilty, then our rule of law about Nnamdi Kanu goes to show the weakness in our judiciary. You know, no matter how you want to subscribe to political interference in our judiciary, yes, we may say there is an atom of political interference in our judiciary. Is what happened to the oath they swore that they should uphold people who are so weak, quote unquote, our judicial interference. But when we say political interference, If a chief judge knows that if peradventure, maybe the security agencies keep violating the law, he himself from the ruling or from whatever is still going on, a judge cannot pronounce somebody not guilty and order the release of the person. Keeps quiet, keeps mute. That means the judiciary is so weak. People resign their position because you cannot bend their hand from doing something. Mr. Okoyemi, it is not new that our judiciary system has been bastardized for far too long, exposes our weakness, how weak our judiciary is. We all see it all around the world. Terrorism are being prosecuted. It happens so quick, But in our own case, they say judiciary is the last hope of the common man. But I don't think there is anything common in that statement anymore. Yes, a lot of the guest speakers keep urging the people in the judiciary. You people can do better. It is the attitude of people. Say, judiciary are not AI. They are not robots. They are human beings. That means the people manning our judiciary are the ones that are weak. If a chief judge can give a judgment that contravenes what we have in the provision of the law, we already have it. And again, the political actors involved in the case of once the situation in the Southeast increases, it will reduce the budget of our military, to fund our military, to fight all the insurgency in the Southeast and the non-state actors. If there is stability in our security, this budgetary allocation, it will reduce. So, this is me speaking to the political actors. It is of no gain. Quote, the insurgency in the Southeast. And when we have these non-state actors, you cannot draw the line. One singular thing that has destroyed the security in the nowhere, just come out and terrorize people. We don't even know their names. We don't know anything about them. All we are going to see in the news media is unknown government unleash mayhem. And our security agencies will continue to scrabble again. So, do all parties on the unity side of things. We should all call it a day. This has lingered far too long. Our country needs to develop. Our economy needs to imagine all is strives to make sure the country moves forward, and it is not working in the Southeast because of insecurity. When there is no security, you cannot put your... So this is me speaking to all the political actors in it. Thank you.
So, it's very important that you've laid this conversation because I remember a lot of people had also put up the conversation of, if Nnamdi Kanu get released, it's a 50-50. I could go back and remobilize and then things could get bad. If you get released, things could, get better and all of that. Significantly so. Let me say I understand, or let me try to interpret your line where you said we should draw the curtains. We've had enough of all of this drama and then these issues about 4 years right now in and out of the court and all of that. How significant would the issue of the governors in this Nnamdi Kanu's conversation? And so that we understand, there's no way we want to talk about Simon Ekpa that we're not going to bring Nnamdi Kanu into the conversation because his agitation for the independence of the people of Biafra, we can't take that away from them. The Southeast Governors Forum that comprises of governors of Enugu, Anambra, Ebonyi, Imo, and Abia, should they push for political solution to the issue of Nnamdi? Take its course.
Mr. Okoyemi, if we remember back about 8-7 years ago, thereabouts, he started with telling our governors to make some certain demands. After the Civil War, no victor, no vanquished. There has been this call of, what's that keyword they used to call it? There has been this call of, we have to reevaluate the country, we have to redevelop and all that. From the time of the Civil War up until this present day, you don't need to explain to anybody that the Southeast is still marginalized. Infrastructure is the main thing that draws no federal government. The remnants from the national purse I think personal interest has eroded national interest for most of them. When Nnamdi Kanu things that he was saying those days was the seaport, there should be a seaport in the Southeast. Even if there is none in the Southeast, the South South, which is more closer to us than Akwa Ibom, Port Harcourt, Calabar, there should be a seaport there. Up until, if you preach this thing from today to eternity, agitation that starts, once agitation starts, there is nothing, at least to recent history, natural death. Agreement must be met before agitation. Concession must be made. Agreement must be reached before agitation will stop. The genesis of this whole agitation is a nation, and the Southeast is contributing its own quota. So, having said that, I think since Nnamdi Kanu has been arrested, or the first time he has been to court, maybe today, I don't think there is any documented meeting how the federal government is going to solve this issue with the agitation. Before any agitation will stop, there must be negotiation, there must be concession, agreement must be reached. But when somebody on its own accord says, if Nnamdi Kanu will be released and XYZ will happen, it will triple the whatever, it will increase the whatever, that is being disingenuous. Before he is being released, look into what led to the agitations. When there is a problem, you have to go to the root cause of the problem. Not trying to eliminate the problem. Go to the root cause of the problem. Know why this problem keeps coming up. When you tackle the root, obviously the root cause, the federal government has not done anything to show that we want to bridge the gap in this marginalization. The administration has spent on various projects across the nation. We saw how much was spent in the Southeast. Less than 500 billion has been spent in the Southeast. Us, we are concession to MTN and one other third party.
We're included.
We are included, and that was in the previous administration. So, quote unquote, what we are seeing now is the self-acclaimed 400 to 5 from the Southeast. So now, when they see the figures in other regions, should we now say, okay, will we now say they should not cry foul? All these things are there. The data were released by the National Budgetary Office. It was not people in the Southeast that released those data. So, even up to today, this country, the East-West road, every road that leads to the Southeast, is in a state of, all of them are death traps. What does this cost the federal government to make sure all these roads are fixed? These are the things that we down the need to lobby and lobby and lobby. Good roads improve commercial activities. Good roads improve the life of the people. It improves security. Good. In fact, everything in our life is tied to good road.
Yeah.
If you ply a bad road, you may not even get home safely. So, people in the Southeast are saying all these things. They are passing through it every day. It is not who say hearsay. It has been part of life. So, finally, on the part of people trying to juxtapose that if Nnamdi Kanu is released, the agitation will continue, it will double, it will skyrocket, it will get worse. This is a disingenuous statement to make. When there is agitation, there should be a round table. There should be a round table whereby go. At least to the best of my knowledge, I have not heard or seen any publication where they say one of the agendas in the next Southeast Governors Forum is XYZ. We want to wrap up the whole nexus of this agitation, and we want to take the government, we want to take the federal government to a negotiation table, and let's see how in that action from our governor. And that tells in their behavior. It's not about building flyover. These are the lives of people in the Southeast. They have done little to nothing in this particular subject, in this particular thing I mentioned now. The ball lies in their court now. Mr. Penny, the 5 Southeast governors decide that after their next meeting, maybe next month or thereabout, we are going to meet with the president. We want to discuss the situation of Nnamdi Kanu and how we want to move the economy.
Of course, he's going to listen.
I know for a fact that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu listens to people. If our governors decide that we want to go see the president, the president will listen. I think, well, let me not say what I'm not sure of, but generally speaking, I think they are all happy. They are all okay. Because if they are not okay, they will have done otherwise. I think they are all happy with the security situation of the Southeast, irrespective of their personal. There is nothing that supersedes collective effort in a region. If their collective effort will push stronger to the national table, and that is where we have more negotiating power. Because if they are not okay, I am not wiser than all the governors. I am not smarter than all their advisors. I am not intelligent than all our governors. But I think if they think for themselves and they feel the security situation in the Southeast is okay by them, then that's fine. They can continue politicking. But I, for one, I think the ball lies to the nation building. Thank you.
Well, a lot has been said on the show today. And if you're not watching us on Facebook, you're missing out on YouTube. I've been reading comments on Facebook and I'm just all smiles because the issue of, maybe type of judicial system here is also once again being called into question. I'd followed some of the key decisions during the NBA conference in Enugu last week, especially effective judicial system. It talked about unity in Africa. It talked about a lot of things. And, majority of the submissions of the hope that the common man used to have in them, the judiciary needs to take the politicization or the assumption of the politicization of the continuous detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also been brought to the front burner. If Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa was arrested in November 2024 and by 1st of September 2025 he's been tried, convicted, sentenced, and Nnamdi Kanu was initially arrested in 2015, 11 count charges were leveled against him. He was released on bail. He was reported to have joined bail and at the end of the day was rearrested in Kenya. They are reviewing the charge sheet They are bringing in new ones. They are changing the lawyer. They are changing the judges. They are challenging the jurisdiction. They are doing this. They are doing that. And just like my guest, Mr. Eziobi, has said today, that we need to draw the curtains. We've had enough of this show of Nnamdi Kanu. If you want to try him, if you want to convict him, do the right thing. If the allegation of terrorism intense, and let everybody find some healing and some progress, because my guest today stays in this. There's little or nothing that I could say about all of the position he's taking on the show today, because he's speaking from. If you're tuning in for the very first time, this is the Situation Room live from Milan 98.3 FM. And today on the show, we're looking at the issue of the, terrorism and tax evasion, a whole lot actually. So let me open the phone line, 0913-600-0410. I will keep my guest on the show so that he will listen to the calls, and also if there are questions he would need to respond to, I will allow him to do that. My guest today on the show has been Mr. Eziobi. Is the co-convener for Department of Southeast Governance Efficiency. And what they basically do is they dig out facts, figures, numbers, stats to back up whatever development is going on in the Southeast states. Trust me, Mr. Eziobi's organization provides that. So if a governor says, oh, we've gotten only 10 million, his organization says, come. In October, November, December alone, you got 18.3 million. And these are the numbers. So,
I can hear you, Okoyemi. I can hear you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Good evening to our guest over there. Okoyemi, there's one statement people keep talking, which I don't like: marginalization. Okoyemi, if anybody be marginalized, I can say Southwest were also marginalized. You watch and listen to Sᴏᴜᴜ trial. Okoyemi, Sᴏᴜᴜ confessed that he is a content creation. How do you listen when Nnamdi Kanu too, he booed the judge, he told the judge, you don't want the judge, you don't want this, you don't want that thing. All I know is that let us try to tell ourselves the truth in this country. The only thing I saw this is regional government. This presidential state cannot favor Nigeria. Because this kind of marginalization is enough. Let's go back to region.
Because we have a lot of them. And my guest is also still on standby. I will listen to all of the things that we are saying. Elijah Olakomi says, arrogance and capital no. His agitation has been filled with falsehood, violence. Hello. You're welcome.
Good evening. This is Olaiwola.
Mr. Olaiwola, good to have you join us on the show.
You see the problem of the party when you are talking about insecurity. Can we talk about a common, even if in 19.
Oh, apologies. You can still try and call back. Only Father Isaac is justice is the major problem in Nigeria. Okay, still going on. Only Father Isaac also said, good afternoon, guys. The major problem in the Southeast is injustice. The issue of Nnamdi Kanu, the court has pronounced him free. The government should release him. The issue of Hope Uzodinma was imposed on the people. It's unfortunate that as a country that is known as the giant of Africa, we could still have a constitution that the content are full of contradictory statements that a layman cannot interpret. If not, why are we having this back and forth on the issue of former President Goodluck Jonathan cannot contest or not? Aside the likes of Nyesom Wike, it's glaring that the PDP cannot win in 2027 after Wike has declared his support for the ruling party led by the president. Just pray that God will intervene.
Hello, good evening.
Good to have you join us. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Babala Joshua.
Okay, Mr. Joshua, straight to the point.
Okay. And for this current administration, there has not been abided by the law at all. And it's weakening me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. More calls, 09136. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I can. Good evening. Good to have you join us.
Okay, my name is Robert. If you can hear me live, there's no doubt about that. And the men should emerge and rule. I think that is our own. But the question I want to ask is that, does he think that it is the priority of every state governor to protect their state? Is it not secondary to the federal government? Is it not? Okay, now as they are doing this, they sit at home in the East now. Let's ask him in future if the Southeast that make that region not to develop, since they are by themselves paralyzing the economy of the Southeast. That is the question I want to ask you guys.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm actually trying to reconnect with my guest, and I know how difficult that can, so that he can respond. Okay, good to have him back. Mr. Obi, good to have you back on the show.
Yeah, nice to have you back.
Okay, you're welcome.
Professor, anything that confines how is always treated differently in Nigeria. Like somebody said, only send them to wherever they want to send them, integrate them into the society. But when it comes to Southeast, kill all of them. They are all terrorists.
No, a statement, but whichever one we see that. But I appreciate your contribution. Let me read some of the messages. Usually compromised, okay? In Nigeria, even when the lawyers knew what they were doing to lose the case, they inventors that a man that didn't participate in the senatorial primaries was declared as the flag bearer of the election. Thank you very much. Rahim from Agege says, good evening, guy. Is there judiciary in this country? And that's a question mark. I don't know. He's still in detention. That is Rahim from Agege. Thank you. Williams Feicheton from Ogun State, and he says, I salute your guest. To me, the sentencing of Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa by the Finnish court is a welcome development, considering his antecedents as regards inciting comment and call for Kanu. The Nigerian judiciary need to rise to the occasion and bring the federal government case against a Thank you very much. Festus from Ikorodu says, good evening, Okpe. Your guest has spoken really well. It sounded like someone that is deeply rooted in the more sentencing than the 6 years he's gotten, considering the number of people he had killed. But maybe because it's Finland and because they also obey rule of law. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's Festus from Ikorodu, by the way. And Yomi from Akiode says, my name is Abayomi. Please let your analyst know that you cannot reap where you did not sow. Respect where you rejected totally to sanction project in the East. Let the Easterners know how to play politics without bitterness and ethnic bias.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Femi. Thank you for giving me to talk.
Good to have you
join us. My name is Peter Wusifu. I'm calling from Abangeni.
Please, let's make it in 1 minute.
Yeah, for your guest, I'm so much happy with what he said, but I just want to quickly ask him that between what has happened to Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa now coming to talk about Nnamdi Kanu, is Nnamdi Kanu, in his own opinion, being persecuted or prosecuted by the government of Nigeria? And what is the difference between the rendition and then before rendition when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu's case? Because I believe that Nnamdi Kanu is being seriously persecuted, not persecuted. He should be paid. What is good for his good is also good for the Uganda. He should be, in fact, death is just like Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa with death, the guilty as died. You understand? That is my own opinion. So I want your man to differentiate between whether this Nnamdi Kanu is being persecuted or prosecuted. And then difference between the case before Python that. You understand? Not rendition. For rendition.
You. Back to Facebook. Good evening, Okpe. The federal government should not just hail Finland's judgment on Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa. They should copy and apply the Finland fast judicial system. The case of Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa started late last year, and under a few months the case has been concluded. Unlike Nigerian judicial system where cases are liberal to book, the answer is no. Nigerian government should learn from Finland. That's Benjamin from Shogunle. Okay, Larry Olakomi says, is it not disgusting and embarrassing that non-state actors Southwest? The irony of this madness is that supporters of Nnamdi Kanu had convicted Sɪᴛᴜ Ekpa in Lagos and other regions of Nigeria are always continuing their hustling on Monday, but they will let credence to Monday sit at home in their home state. Is that not first class? Don't tell me the lawyers, what the lawyers always discuss at their annual meeting, and they keep hearing how judgment without sentiment is carried out in other countries, but reverse is the case here. Power. Olorun Agbawa, we need to go. And we can't pick more calls, and we cannot read more messages again. Mr. Obi, we need to wrap up this conversation. So, going forward from here, if the Southeast governors, 5 of them, eventually chooses to reach out to the government, are you, maybe at the federal level now, are you expecting that something good would come out? Let's wrap it up in 30 seconds.
Absolutely. We all want the Southeast region to move forward. Everybody in this country knows how industrial the Southeast region is, and we cannot overemphasize how bad it is due to this insecurity situation. So everybody wants all these things to end. You know, we just want the region to thrive and contribute to national development. So together, move to the federal government. Anything about, let me make it clear to your guests, anything about agitation, there must be negotiation. You cannot tell people agitating to just throw away the agitation tomorrow. No.
Thank you.
There must be representative.
Thank you.
And our governors are our representative in that aspect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being my guest on the show today. Mr. Eze will be the co-convener of the Department of Southeast Governance Efficiency. Well, we've had a conversation around it, and keep your dialogue only on Mainland 98.3 FM. Next up is Mainland FM Global News, and I would also come back by 6 o'clock to take you through the world of sports. My name is 광ᴏᴜ Akin. Have a beautiful evening, and this program returns tomorrow, same time, 4 p.m., same station, your super dial Mainland 98.3 FM.